We're gonna get started. So today, for your props, have blocks, stool, or if you're next to the couch, just kind of make sure that your mat is close to the couch. Have a blanket also, or a pillow, because we're gonna use it all. So today is a dynamic flow that will end in a deep stretch. And today, it's gonna be probably a little strengthening as well too. So do what you can. If at any point you need to rest, take your rest. So let's get started. So let's go ahead and lay on top of your mat, face up, or supine pose. So we're in a shavasana. So straighten out your legs, just lay down. Let's connect to our breath. We're gonna set our intention for our practice today. And take a deep breath in. And release your breath. Deep inhale. And on your exhale, maybe make an audible noise just to release everything that's stored in your body. Just big sigh, just to release and let the week go. Connect to your ujjayi breath, seal your lips on your exhale. Restricting the back of your throat so that you sound like Darth Vader. Filling up your belly on every breath. I want to see your belly come up. And then push that air out. Let's do that 2 more times, just like that. Nice deep breaths in and out. Ujjayi breath, or your big sigh with your open mouth exhale, either one. And set your intention for your practice today. Make a little mantra for your practice, so at any point, if anything feels difficult, just automatically start saying that mantra. Like, I release control, or I release myself, and I just want to calm the boop down. And let's breathe any mantra that you've created in and out. Spread it out to the universe. Nice. And slowly bring your feet pads to the mat, bending your knees. And windshield wiper your knees back and side to side. Nice and easy. Maybe follow your breath with your movements. Inhale as you come up. Exhale as you go down. Just trying to warm up these hips. Some of the deep stretching and some of the dynamic moves might challenge you today. So be very easy on yourself. Be patient with yourself. And any frustrations that may come into your head, just start to repeat your mantra that you created for today. Go ahead and come back to center. Lift your right leg, your right foot pad is going to face high to the sky. Bend your knee and grab the inside of that thigh. Left leg can be bent. We're doing a half baby right now. So allow your hip to just kind of fall out to the right. Holding on to the inside of your foot. The pressure from holding your foot, you're going to feel some stretch happening on the inside thigh, or kind of like a little bit on your hamstring as well too. Go ahead and release your half baby. Shake out your legs a little bit and then switch sides. Ooh, I think I might be sore from our strength and flexibility class. All right, so left foot pad is facing the sky. You're grabbing the inside of that left foot. Your right leg, if you can see, my right leg is just kind of fallen out to the side. I'm just kind of letting it be lazy. It's got a mind of its own anyways. Breathe into that lovely sensation. Preparing yourself for today's stretchings. And go ahead and release your happy baby, half happy baby. Circle your legs around, or knees around, I should say. And circle in the opposite way. Right foot comes over across your left knee, thread your needle, and just grab your hamstring. So we're just starting here, so no need to deep stretch just right now. So we're getting into that outside right hip there. Flex both feet. Give yourself a nice little pull on your hamstring, trying to bring that leg a little bit closer and then release. Go ahead and switch left over your right knee. Thread your needle, so left hand comes through your leg hole, and then grab your hamstring. If your head comes up, just make sure that your head comes back down to the mat. Flex both feet. A few breaths here, maybe about 4 more breaths. Make them long, so that you can breathe into any kind of tightness that you're feeling today. And one more breath. Nice. Go ahead and release. So bring your left foot down to the mat. You can bend your leg, straighten your right leg so that your foot pad faces the sky, and then just grab your hamstring and try to pull your leg close to your body. Try to relax your shoulders, relax your head. Shoulders are still back and away from your ears. Flex your top foot so that you feel a nice little sensation onto that hamstring. So you can pull from your calf, your hamstring, whatever feels good. If you wanted to reach for your toes, you can also reach for your toes if that's in your practice. Otherwise, I'm just going to reach for my calf and try to pull that a little bit closer to me. My foot is flexed. Everything else is relaxed, including my arms. Go ahead and release. Left foot pad comes to the sky or shines to the sky. Grab onto your calf. Right leg can be bent. If you wanted to straighten out that leg, you can also straighten it out, but we're just focusing on that left hamstring. Draw your leg in. Maybe pull your belly button in so that it makes it a little bit easier. And if you want, you can reach for your toes, if that's in your practice. And if you're struggling with reaching for your toes, that's okay, because I bet you later you'll be able to. And go ahead and kind of give yourself a gentle pull onto that leg, bringing your leg closer to your body, and then release. Nice. Let's come into like a dead bug. So bring your legs up, but keep your knees bent. So you're kind of like in an upside down tabletop. Your hands can kind of go wherever they want though. So we're just focusing on your legs. So you're gonna bring your right leg out to the side. Keep your left leg in place. And then exhale, bring that right leg up to meet your left knee. So then it's called hip abduction. So we're working on some strengthening and mobility into your hip muscles in there. So most notably the piriformis. And drop that knee to the outside, bring it back up a few more times. So we're just trying to warm it up, create just a little bit of strengthening. And if this is difficult to do, then just go as far or as deep as that hip is going to allow you. So if it doesn't come out all the way, that's okay, but you want to hold that left leg in place. Keep your bum on the mat. So everything else is glued to the mat except that right leg. Because that one is moving. And let's go ahead and switch. Left leg falls to the outside, and then inhale, bring that left leg back up. Drop it out to the side. Inhale as you come up. Drop it out to the side. Inhale as you come up. And then just keep doing that about 6 more times. Just for a nice even number. Try to keep your whole body still while you're doing this. So you might have to flex your belly just a little bit. And your shoulders are pasted to your mat. They're not moving. Your right leg is not moving. You need to hold it in place, hold it in place. And I'm pretty sure we just passed 6 times. So go ahead and release. Shake them out, windshield wiper them, whatever you need to do. And rock and roll your way up. Swoop your feet around to your tabletop. Stack your shoulders over your hips. Excuse me, don't know how you do that. Shoulders over your hips in a tabletop. Shoulders over your wrists, hips over your knees. Tabletop, let's go into cat-cow. So drop your belly, open the heart, lift your gaze. Exhale, round your spine to the sky, press through the mat, open up the backside. Inhale, drop that belly. Lift your gaze. Ooh, it feels so good. Exhale, round your spine. Pressing through the mat, draw your belly in so that it makes your little kitty cat scared. Inhale, drop your belly. I'll let you flow from cat to cow at your own pace. Follow your breath as you go from cat to cow. If you want to feel and explore space, wag your bum, become a human jump rope. Wag your bum to maybe get into your side body, open up the rib cage. Circle your bum. All right, so let's come back to center. Plant your left hand down through the mat. Stretch out your left leg. You're going to drop your shoulder down to the mat. With your right hand, you're reaching for your left knee. Your toes can be tucked. You're pressing through the mat on your left hand. So you should feel the sensation in your right hip. Let's inhale back to center in tabletop. And let's do the opposite side. Shift into that right hand, straighten your right leg, drop that left shoulder, reach for your right knee with your left hand. Press through the mat, giving yourself kind of a twist. You should feel it on the inside of your left hip. Nice. So this is kind of preparing us for twisted down dog, but we're going to go over down dog first. So let's inhale, come back to center, and we're just going to switch sides again. So straighten your left leg. Drop that right shoulder. Right hand reaches for the left knee. Inhale back to center. Coming back to your tabletop. Straighten your right leg. Drop that left shoulder. Reach for that right knee. Right hand presses. Give yourself a little twist. Let's go ahead and come back to center. And coming back to tabletop. Shake out your arms if you need to. And plant your hands down. Tuck your toes. And then we're going to bring our bum high to the sky. We're bringing it high. And then we're going to shift backwards. So tuck those toes. Deep breath in. Exhale. Bum comes up. And then shift that bum backwards so that you come through your heels. Try to bring your weight through your heels and press through to try to reach your heels to the mat. It's going to bring pressure off of your wrists. So if your wrists are like, this isn't really good, then just come to some fists if you want. Still trying to reach your chest through so that you're in your hamstrings, in your downward facing dog. If your heels are not on the mat, that's okay. Just go as deep as you can. So staying in down dog, we're going to reach for our right hand to our left ankle, giving us kind of a twist. So this is going to be a full body sensation right here. Inhale, come back to down dog in the center. Exhale, left hand to your right ankle. Nice, and that just gives you some strengthening. And go ahead and come back to center. So we're going to do that movement about 3 times each side, and breath to movement. So deep breath in. Exhale, right hand to left ankle. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, left hand to right ankle, and switch. Switch back, coming back to center. Exhale, inhale to center. Exhale, right hand to left ankle if that's where you're at. And switching sides. And last one, right hand to left ankle, and switching the last one. Go ahead, downward facing dog, and then come right to a tabletop. Let's go ahead and kind of shake out our wrists. If your wrists were like, ooh, no, that wasn't good. That's okay. That's kind of the only down dog we're gonna do. Actually, no, I lied. We're gonna do it another time. So go ahead and shake out your wrists. Maybe circle your wrists in a circle. Go the opposite way. Actually, no, we've got quite a few down dogs. And shake it out. Wave to yourself. Wave to your invisible neighbor or neighbor if you have one. And shake it all about. Do the hokey pokey. All right, so coming to tabletop. Let's bring our left foot forward, right foot back, low lunge. Scooch that foot so that you have a really good low lunge right here. You're at your fingertips, or come to some blocks if you have some. But just make sure that your hands are framed around that left foot. And then reach that hip all the way down. So if that makes your foot kind of go backwards, then just kind of scooch it. Scooch it. So we're coming a little deep into this low lunge. Your back knee is off the mat. If that's not where you are today, then just drop that knee, but keep those toes tucked. Shine your heart forward. Nice. I love this form of low lunge because it really gets into that anterior front hip there on the back leg there, especially with the toes tucked. If your toes are untucked, it completely changes that stretch there. All right, if your toes are untucked, tuck your toes, raise your right knee off the mat, give yourself a little hop so that you can kind of situate yourself. Bring your hands right behind you. We're gonna fly this chair, this low lunge Try not to collapse onto that leg. And then shoulders are away from your ears. Hug your elbows into your chest. Deep breath in and exhale. Nice. Inhale, bring your hands forward and then bring them to the inside of your foot. Scooch that left foot out to the side. Lizard pose. So you can get as high as you want, but let's keep that lizard active real quick. I'm going to come up a little high. Shine your heart forward. Shoulders are away from your ears. Nice. Go ahead and remove any blocks. Prepare yourself. Straighten that front leg. And then we're going to walk our hands, pivot our feet so that they are parallel with the top and bottom of our mat, and you're in a wide-legged forward fold. And then exhale, try to reach your head down to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. And then walk your hands, pivot your feet so that your hands are to the inside of your right foot. And if you're facing the back of the room, just listen to my voice. You're in a lizard pose. Keeping your lizard active, keep that left knee off the mat. We're just pausing here for 2 more breaths. So you should be in lizard pose. If you need to heel toe that right foot to the edge of your mat, go ahead and do that. And you got 1 more breath. Nice. Go ahead and straighten that right leg. Pivot your feet so that they are parallel with the edges of your mat. Walk your hands to the center. Pause. And then exhale. Reach your head down to the mat. Inhale. Halfway lift. Flat back. Walk your hands. Pivot your feet so that you come back to lizard pose in that left leg. Did you get that? We're back in our lizard pose. And plant your hands down. We're going to swoop this left leg and go as gracefully as you can. Swoop this left leg all the way up to a 3-legged dog. Open up the hips, so make that left foot fall behind you. Open up that hip. I already said that. Inhale, reach that left foot high, and then exhale, downward facing dog. Whoo! Pump that dog. Pump it up. And then go ahead and come down to your tabletop. Nice. Whoo! Let's go ahead and cat-cow it up again. Inhale, drop your belly. Open the heart. Ooh. Exhale, round your spine. You like my noises today? Press through the mat. Inhale, back to cow. And then exhale, back to your cat pose. Inhale, drop your belly. Exhale, come back to cat. All right, we're back in our tabletop. Straighten your right leg. Drop your left shoulder. Left hand reaches for your right knee. Press into the mat. Let's inhale back to our tabletop. Straighten your left leg. Still in your tabletop, but straighten your left leg. Drop that right shoulder. Reach your right hand to meet your left knee. And let's come back to tabletop. Spread your fingers nice and wide. We're coming right into our downward facing dog. So tuck your toes, deep breath in. Exhale, bum comes high to the sky. Shift that bum back for your down dog. Pause here for about 3 breaths. Pump your dog, reach through your heels 1 foot at a time. And let's go ahead and do our dynamic twisted down dog. So right hand to your left ankle, come back to center, left to right, come back to center, right to left, come back to center, and go ahead and switch. 2 more times. Down dog, opposite hand, opposite ankle, and scene. Go ahead and drop your knees to the mat. Let's shake that out. Shake out our arms. And let's bring our right foot forward. Frame our hands around that right foot, left foot back to our low lunge. Frame your hands around your right foot. Try not to collapse onto that right front foot. Pausing here, feeling this low lunge here, or runner's lunge. And let's go ahead and bring our hands back, palms face down, shoulders back and way down, feeling that strength. Inhale, swoop those hands right out in front, and then bring them to the inside of that right foot. Heel toe that out for your lizard pose. Pause here. Keep that lizard active, and if that's not in your practice, just drop the knee, keep your toes tucked. Just take a deep breath in. Open mouth, exhale. Nice. Straighten your right leg. Pivot your feet. Walk your hands to the center so that you're in a wide-legged forward fold. Exhale, fold forward. Reach your head to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, pivot your feet. Walk your hands so that you come into low lunge, lizard pose on your left foot. Keep it active or not. Inhale, straighten that left leg, walk your hands, pivot your feet so that they're parallel with the tops and bottoms of your mat. Exhale, lower your head. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, walk your hands, pivot your feet so that you come back to lizard pose on your right foot. Nice. We're going to plant our hands down. If your knee is dropped, bring that left knee off the mat. We're going to swoop our right foot all the way to our 3-legged dog. If that's not in your practice today, then just come to a tabletop. So nice and gracefully, right foot shoots back, 3-legged dog. Drop that right foot right behind you to open up that hip. Bring that right foot up high, and then exhale, downward facing dog. Nice. Give yourself a couple pumps, and then come back down to your knees. Big toes to touch, knees mat width apart. Child pose, give yourself a rest. And take a deep breath in. And exhale. Release any heat, extra heat that's making you too hot. Release any frustration that you might have just had. Deep breath in. And exhale. Nice. So we're going to do that one more time. This time we're going to go just slightly faster. So let's inhale back to a tabletop. And let's come up to a low lunge. So left foot up, right foot back. Frame that your hands around your left foot for your low lunge. You're on your fingertips if that's where you're at, or you're on some blocks to help you up. Deep breath in and exhale. Fly your hands backwards. This time, let's do our palms facing up. One more breath. Nice. Float those hands right out in front of you. And then place those hands to the inside of your left foot. Heel toe that toe foot out to lizard pose. Go where you want. Keep it active. Keep it inactive. And 2 more breaths. Straighten that left leg. Pivot your feet. Walk your hands to the center. And then exhale, drop your head down to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. And then walk your hands, pivot your feet so that you're lizard pose on the right leg. Go where you want, drop that back knee if needed, or keep it active. Straighten that right leg. Pivot your feet so that they're parallel with the top and bottom of your mat. Exhale on your wide-legged forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, come back to lizard pose on that left leg. And let's do that one more time. Straighten that left leg. Walk your hands to the center. Pivot your feet. Exhale. Lower your head. Inhale. Halfway lift. Pivot your feet to come back to lizard pose on that right foot. Keep it active. Keep it inactive. Straighten that right leg. And pivot your feet. Walk your hands to wide-legged forward fold. Exhale, wide-legged forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, pivot your feet. Coming back to lizard pose on the left foot. Nice. Are you ready to throw in the 3-legged dogs? Okay, let's do it. All right, so we're in our left leg lizard pose. Straighten your left leg, walk your hands to the center, pivot your feet so that they're parallel with the top and bottom of your mat. To exhale to wide-legged forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, walk your hands to your right foot, pivot so that you're in lizard pose on that right leg. Pause. Straighten your right leg. Walk your hands, pivot your feet. Exhale, wide-legged forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, pivot your feet back to low lunge on that left leg. Plant your hands down as gracefully as possible. Throw that left leg high to the sky, 3-legged dog. Drop it behind you to open up that hip. Inhale, reach that 3-legged dog up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Bring your knees down to the mat. Give yourself a rest. Or, well, let's keep it going. Tuck your toes, Deep breath in. Bring yourself back to a downward facing dog. And then right foot forward, left foot back. Low lunge. Square your hands around that right foot. Inhale, bring your palms facing up, bringing those shoulders behind your back. Give yourself a nice little squeeze. Inhale, draw your hands forward. Bring them to the inside of your right leg. Heel toe, that right toe foot out, lizard pose. Straighten that right leg. Walk your hands, pivot your feet. Wide-legged forward fold. Exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Pivot your feet. Walk your hands, lizard pose on the left side, so your left leg is bent. Keep it active, keep it inactive, whichever one you want. Straighten that left leg. Walk your hands, coming back to your wide-legged forward fold. Exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, walk your hands, coming back to lizard pose on your right leg. Get yourself prepared for your three-legged dog. Plant your hands down, have a nice base. And inhale, kick that leg high to the sky, your right leg. Then drop that right foot behind you, open up that hip. Bring that right leg high. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Pump it up. And then come down to tabletop. Big toes to touch, knees mat width apart, child pose. Give yourself a rest. Let's go ahead and come up to tabletop and let's prepare ourselves for couch stretch. So couch stretch can be a pretty intense stretch. So if you have a stool or a couch right next to you, just get right up next to it, grab a blanket, grab your blocks, and let's try to finagle ourselves into couch stretch. So with couch stretch, if your knees are really bad to where they don't like to bend, then just do pigeon pose or box pose. So remember, box pose is where legs are just not really bent. It looks like you're running, and then you can fold over however deep your knees are going to allow you to go. Pigeon pose, of course, is leg is parallel and then your back leg is straight out. Otherwise, let's try this couch stretch here. So couch stretch, you're going to be in a low lunge or bent knee in the front leg. And then this other leg is going to get as close as possible to your couch or stool. So the top of your foot is going to come up, and then your knee comes down. So the thing that you want to make sure that you're not on top of your kneecap. You're kind of pulled forward a little bit so that it feels like it's at the bottom of your quad right there. So as gracefully as possible, if this is all you got, then just stay right here. If you got a chair, you can hold yourself up on a chair, but try to get this shin as close as possible to your couch. You can even do this up against a wall. Up against a wall is going to be really, really challenging because it also challenges your ankle as well too. So we're focusing right here on this anterior or front side of your right hip. Now, you're going to make some adjustments wherever you need to. You're going to pull this hip forward So I'm driving it forward so that I'm kind of flexing my bum. And then we're gonna raise our bodies up to our knee and gently press. Now you can kind of bring your your knee over your ankle. I personally am okay with it kind of coming past it because I want you to take pressure off of this back knee so that you're stretching just this right here. So if you need to come down to your blocks, come down to your blocks. Relieve some pressure off of the knee, kind of lifting yourself off the mat or off your blocks a little bit or off the back knee so that you're making nice with that knee back there. Roll your shoulders back and down, and then you're jutting your hips forward a little bit so that you're really coming into that anterior hip there. So this stretch can come pretty high up into your muscle that's called the iliopsoas, one of your major hip flexors, and it's a pretty hard stretch to do, obviously. So I'm pretty sure, I just want to give you guys time we're going to come back to this side, but I want to have you guys feel what left side feels like so you can feel the difference. So let's go ahead and come on out nice and gracefully, press into the mat, come to a tabletop knee in your left knee, and then slowly peel your right leg off of that stool. Nice. So let's switch sides really quick. So that was an easy couch stretch, right? Yeah. So you're in a low lunge in that right foot there. Just kind of back yourself up to the couch, and you can see I have blocks here. If you don't have blocks, then take your time in getting into this pose here. So your top of your foot, of your left foot, is gonna come. If you see, I've lifted my body completely off the mat. And then I'm gonna slowly drop this knee, trying to make it parallel with my stool, the edge of my stool. And then I'm scooching my foot just slightly forward, and then I'm squeezing my bum, bringing my hips just slightly forward. My belly button is drawn in, and then come as deep or softly as you want into this pose. So if this is good where you're just leaning forward, then just stay right there. For a more intense, you're gonna come all the way up to the knee. So this is where you have to really watch where your knee is on that front side. If it's not, on the back knee there, making sure that you're not on your kneecap. All right, so if you can feel that stretch going all the way up into that iliopsoas. So if you can release this with stretch, releasing that particular muscle will help with low back pain because it sits on your lumbar spine or your low back on the front side of your vertebrae there. All right, go ahead and release. Release yourself. Maybe push through your right foot so that you lift yourself completely off, and let's come into a forward fold. Just kind of resetting those legs so that your hamstrings can lengthen a little bit more, taking pressure off of any knees. And like I said, if you have knee pain, please do this with caution, mindfully, and then stop immediately once something feels extremely uncomfortable. If you've had knee surgeries, I would just do the box pose where you're sitting on the mat and not doing this pose. And then we can gradually graduate ourselves into couch stretch. So let's inhale, halfway lift, and then walk back. We're gonna do the right leg again. So being in a lunge in that left foot, put the top of your foot on top of your couch or cushion or whatever you have. Drop that knee all the way down. Scooch your left leg. Make some adjustments, whatever feels really comfortable. And we're gonna do a bit of a deep stretch right here. Squeeze your glutes or your bum, bringing your hips just slightly forward. Roll your shoulders back and down, and then nice and easy, gaze your look forward and shine your heart forward. Once things get settled up, then you can come a little bit deeper into that stretch. If this isn't here, then just drop your hands down to the mat so that it's nice and easy on that back hip there. So if your hands are on the mat, that's going to be easy. If you're in Mama Bear in your blocks, that's going to be slightly harder. Raising yourself up into the Papa Bear blocks, that's going to make it harder. And then ultimate is coming up to your knee. Hands gently press. So here you really want to make sure that you're squeezing your bum, taking pressure off of the low back, because you don't want to do a back bend in this pose. We're just focusing on that right front hip there. Bringing that bum forward a little bit. Squeeze, 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 squeeze your bums. Deep breath in and release. Press into any blocks or into the mat. Press your weight into that front foot, releasing your right foot and then coming into forward fold. Just pause here for just a moment. And let's do the opposite side. So right foot forward, left foot comes to your stool or couch, top side, and dropping your weight into your hips. Get yourself situated, and maybe start off with your hands on the mat so that you can get comfy, make your adjustments, and then slowly start to raise your body off of your front leg so that you feel that stretch. And then making sure that you're shining your heart forward, your gaze is slightly up. And then maybe every 15 seconds, you make your shifts and adjustments to come just slightly deeper. If your hands are on your knee, you're squeezing your bum and you're bringing your hips slightly forward. Shoulders are back. Your belly button is drawn in with a slight flex. And go ahead and release. Bringing your hands to your blocks or the mat. Maneuver yourself. Weight comes into that right foot, lift the back knee, and then nice and easy, right back to your forward fold. Nice. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, come on up. Let's shake out our legs. And then let's just take a seat. Get in a nice comfy seat here. One foot in front of the other. Go ahead and close your eyes. Deep breath in. Open mouth, exhale. And feel the vibrations that you've created with your practice today. Honor yourself, acknowledge yourself, giving yourself gratitude. Breathe all of that in and exhale, release. And thank you so much for coming to today's practice. And I will see you in the next sesh. The light, the teacher, the student in me honors the light, the teacher, the student in you. Namaste.